Hello YouTube, this is Mystikaal, aka Sandra, and I'm here to do a recap of Supernatural Season 8, Episode 22 clip show. We open on a cabin in the woods, and inside the cabin is a couple, and the girl is saying, you know, Tommy, I can't believe that I finally got you to come out to the woods with me. And Tommy's standing at the window, staring out, paranoid, and he's like, of course I'd come to the woods with you. Why wouldn't I come to the woods with you? And he remembers the last time he was in the woods, you know, he got dragged out of his tent by a Wendigo, and Sam and Dean saved him way back in Season 1. And, you know, this is the first time he's had the courage to come back to the woods, and he starts hearing growls and noises that sound like a Wendigo, and you know he's ready to batten down the hatches, and like, you know, don't you hear that? Those noises, he's coming, and I gotta protect you. And he gets a blowtorch, and he's like, I'm gonna burn that ugly thing, and he collapses onto the floor. Blood's pouring from his ears. You know, he gets thrown up against the door by something, and blood starts coming out of his eyes and his ears, and his whole face is getting red and veiny, and his head explodes. And there's blood splatter everywhere. And enter credits. That's a hell of a way to go. I just gotta say. From there we go to Sam and Dean in their secret lair, and they have been, you know, going over all the files of demonic possessions, and, you know, trying to figure out a way of, like, how do you cure a demon. And, you know, they're going over everything. They haven't found anything that seems out of, you know, the ordinary from what they've been experiencing. So Sam, he's falling apart, and he you know, he feels like he's starving, and he's nauseous at the same time. And, you know, Dean says, well, you know what, I'm gonna go get you something to eat, keep your strength up while, you know, you keep working on this. And Dean comes back with half a beer, some jerky, and 3 Reese's Pieces, and, you know, they're running low on supplies, and he's gonna run out. And, you know, Cass comes down, and he wants to go with Dean, but Dean's giving him the silent treatment, because, you know, he's pissed that that Cassio ran off. So, you know, Cass apologizes and says, I'm so sorry for everything. And he says, like, yeah, what are you sorry for? For running off with the angel tablet and losing the angel tablet because you didn't trust me? You didn't trust me, of all people? And, you know, he's like, yeah, I'm just sorry for everything. And, you know, Dean doesn't want to hear it. And Sam, you know, comes up, and he found something on room 7B in the lair. So they go investigate it, because there's a case in there that he's looking for. And while he's searching for the case files, Sam notices some painting on the ground, and that, you know, 2 of the cabinets pull out and reveal a secret dungeon that holds demons. You know, it's a demon trap, and all the chains have carving on it that, you know, to trap a demon. So they have their own demon dungeon. Finally, right? So Sam finds the case that he was looking for, and it's about this priest named Father Thompson, who had these new ideas about demons, and he was trying to cure a demon. So, you know, he had the demon strapped in. Well, this is a video now, the whole clip show thing. So they had the demon strapped to the floor, and he's throwing holy water at it, and they do a prayer or like an exorcism over her, and he slices his hands and holds it over her mouth and says something in Latin. And, you know, the whole, like, you know, when angels are killed in their eyes, you know, everything, there's just light everywhere. That's what it looked like. But from the video, it didn't work, and the woman's chest was busted open, and the demon got away. So the boys decide they're going to go find this other priest that was working with Father Thompson on the first night of that first trial, and he's still living, but they find out Father Thompson died shortly after the time of these trials that he did to cure demons. And they speak to the father, and he tells them that yes, he kept trying again and again, and it might have worked. He doesn't know, because he died shortly thereafter, and something ripped him apart, and he has some effects and things that the father left behind, so he's going to give it to Sam and Dean so that they can continue their research. So they keep looking into the files, and they find another recording, and it's another trial of Father Thompson, and he has a man that was father of two, and he was possessed by the demon, and the demon ate his kids, and the father he has a new regimen for how he's going to cure the demon now. And so he asks them, when you ate this man's children, how did it feel? And first he says orgasmic, and he pumps him with injection, which is his purified blood, which he purified it by going to confession just before, I guess. And he keeps asking him again, how did it feel? And it's like stringy, soft, tasty. And then finally at one point the demon is begging and crying and saying, please stop. And he asks him again, how did it feel? And he said they were crying, and I was laughing. Why was I laughing? I was such a monster. And he appears to be reformed, and he does that exorcism, except that it's not an exorcism. He changed the words to it so that it's actually something to cleanse or wash the soul clean, because demons are human souls that have been tortured and sullied by their time in hell. So what he's attempting to do is to wash them clean of that corruption and that twistedness, and it appeared to have worked in this last trial that they experienced. In the meantime, while they left to see the father, Dean wouldn't let Cass come with them because he's still pissed, and so to make it up to him, Castiel decides that he's gonna go shopping and replenish them with some food, or basically he was looking for Dean bait. So he got some jerky, some beer, some porn. He had some fun playing with eggs, and he goes to the register, and he made a mess of the place, by the way, knocking stuff over. But he goes to the register, and he asks the guy at the counter, where's the pie? And the guy said, we're out. And he grabs him and yanks him over. It's like, you don't understand. I need pie. Because who loves pie more than Dean? And while he's doing that, you hear the flutter of wings, and someone say, put the virgin down, Castiel. And you turn around, and it's Metatron. And Metatron has a plan of his own. He wants to close the gates to heaven, because he's been sneaking around up there, and he sees that there's factions upon factions, and everyone's betraying each other. And even though Naomi makes it seem like she's in charge, she's not really in charge. She's just in charge of her faction, and without the archangels up there, it's just chaos. And Castiel says, I try to control it and to be in charge, but I just made a mess of things, and I betrayed my friends to keep our secrets, and I tried to atone, I go into purgatory, I just made a mess. And Metatron's like, well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have us a big old family meeting. Lock everybody into one room, and they're just going to hash it out. Just close the doors to heaven, and we're going to do the trials. And, boom. Before he tells them that, he tells them, you're the only one that I can talk to, so I want to, have basically for us to be buddies, and we'll have something to eat. And there's this place that, you know, has the greatest crepes, and he disappears, and, you know, Cass follows him, and, you know, he's talking to the waitress, and the waitress is kind of flirting with him, and, you know, okay, so Metatron goes on the whole close the doors to heaven spiel, and he tells him what the first trial is. The waitress that was flirting with him is a Nephilim, which is the offspring of an angel and a human, which is an abomination, and she's filthy, she's dirty, and she's the first trial. You have to cut her heart out, because, you know, the first trial for closing the doors to hell is kill a hellhound, and the first trial for closing the doors to heaven is killing an innocent girl. Like, that seems fair. Or not. So, you know, Cass is like, you know, there's no reason that she's an innocent, and, you know, he's like, no, she's not, she's an abomination, she should never existed, and, you know, these trials are not going to be easy, and you have to decide, you know, which one, what's more important to you, her life or your family. And they kind of stalk her to her house, and they're following her down the street, and she turns around and she's just like, I know what you are. I saw your halos, and look, I'm not bad. I try to be nice, and, you know, can you just leave me alone? And Metatron's like, no, you're an abomination. You have to die. And you know, Cassiel's like, I'm sorry, and she's like, oh, you're gonna be. And she proceeds to beat the snot out of them. Like, I don't know, the combination of angel and human is much greater than just angel, because they had no defense against her. Like, she was just throwing them around like rag dolls, and, you know, Metatron tried to punch her, and it's like, foolish mortal, you know, like, you can't hurt me, or foolish immortal, or whatever. So, she's choking the life out of Metatron, and Cassiel stabs her in the heart from the back. So, first trial done for the angels. Meanwhile, Sam and Dean decide they're going to try out this cure a demon ritual, and, you know, Sam says, well, what should we do? Should we summon a demon? And Dean's like, oh, no. We bagged and tagged one. Let's go get that one. Meaning Abaddon, who is a knight of hell, one of the strongest demons ever. And, you know, they barely got through it the first time with her. But yeah, let's go get that one. So they stitch her back together again. She comes back to life, and she's threatening to, you know, well, the things she's going to do to them. She's going to rip out those pretty green eyes. And they're like, oh, yeah, not so fast. We didn't figure you would need your hands, kitty cat. So, you know, she's there handless, and, you know, she has the bullet in her that has the demon trap on it, so she can't move or leave. So, you know, they tell her they're going to try to cure her, and she tells them that, you know, she's heard this song and dance before, because she was the one that killed Father Thompson, because, you know, Lucifer sent her, because they heard that he was curing demons, and, you know, that's a big no-no, so she ripped him limb from limb, and, you know, that was one of her assignments. And while she was torturing him, he told her about the woman that was filming all the trials, or the, you know, the demon cures. You know, and so she went and possessed that woman so she could ride her into the Men of Letters lair and kill everyone. So while they're talking to her, Crowley calls, and his number is 666, of course, and, you know, they decide they're going to take the call outside and leave the super powerful demon sitting in there by herself. So while they're outside, Crowley tells them, oh, hey, did you look in the newspaper for, you know, whatever that area was where Tommy died, and, you know, they realize that he's the guy that they saved way back when, and you know, what are you up to, Crowley? And you know what, I'm gonna kill, you know, every person that you ever saved until you give me back the demon tablet and stop, you know, with the trials to close the gates of hell. And you know, they're like, you know, screw that, we got everything we need, we're gonna close the gates of hell and you won't have any power. And you know, they head back inside. But while they were outside talking, Abaddon got her hands to come to her from the box. Why were the hands there? Pure stupidity. So she got the hands to come to her from the box and crawl up her and remove the bullet with the demon trap on it, and she vamoosed. She was gone. So you know, now they don't have a demon, and Crowley sends them on a scavenger hunt. You know, first they send them after the woman from the case where the two witches were fighting, and the witch was trying to kill anybody she thought was involved with her husband cheating. And so I think her name was Amy or something, Kelly something, whatever. The one who was making the cupcake, and you know, there was a hex bag and they had to find it. Well, they probably sends them to her house, and she's been burned alive in an open oven somehow. And he sends them off to a hotel room, and inside the hotel room is Sarah Blake, one of, you know, one of Sam's girlfriends or relationships, you know, someone he had a connection with in season 1. I don't remember her, but I guess a lot of the fans did. But you know, now she's married, she just had a kid, and you know, Crowley says they have until midnight and she's gonna die. And so, you know, they get loaded up with guns and everything they need, and they put, you know, demon warding sigils all over the room. And you know, a minute well, not 5 seconds to midnight, Crowley calls them on the phone from the room and counts down in different languages, and she starts choking. And you know, and like they can't figure it out, what happened. Nothing got into the room, and Dean calls Crowley a son of a bitch, and he says, well, now, son of a witch, actually, my mommy taught me some things. So Sam says, oh, it's a spell, find the hex bag, find the hex bag. So they're tearing the room apart, and they're just looking everywhere for the hex bag. They can't find anything, and she is choking to death. Her face is getting all red, and in the meantime, while they're tearing this room apart, Crowley is delivering this just heartbreaking, wrenching speech where he's saying that, you know, I thought of sending in a bunch of my guys to, you know, just completely tear her apart, but considering the fact that the first trial was to kill a hellhound, and the second trial was to get an innocent soul out of hell and into heaven, that, you know, probably I'm going to keep all things hell-related away from you guys. So, you know, I did this little trick instead, and, you know, I'm going to keep doing this because I can, because you can't stop me, and because these people that you have saved are the only reason that you keep going. There is a reason that you can sleep at night, because you know that they're out there safe and happy because of you. That all of the devastation and the pain that you have caused, you justify it with these people. And what will you do when they are all gone? And you know, he's like, I won't stop until I have complete and utter surrender. You give me back that demon tablet, you stop these trials, and that's it. And you know, Sarah chokes to death. They are just devastated, and Dean throws the phone against the wall, and out of the phone falls the hex bag. And you know, they go back to their lair, and Dean asks Sam, you know, are you okay? He's like, you know, what do you think? There's nothing we can do. Like, you know, we can't get a demon because he won't let them near us now. We should take the deal. Sam, really? Take the deal from Crowley, the king of hell. I know he used to be a crossroads demon, and deals are very, like, you know, you have to be solid on the deals, but he didn't offer you a deal. He said, either give me what I want or I'm going to keep killing people. When you give him what he wants, what do you think is going to happen? Sam, I know those trials are doing things to you and your free version stuff, but baby, please, just think. Just think. But, you know, Dean says, you know, we're going to get through this. We're going to figure out a way like we always do. We're going to kick his ass just like we always do. Are you with me? And Sam never answered him. He looked up, he looked down, to the left, to the right. You know, he was doing the cha-cha slide, to the left, to the right. But he never answered. He just kind of looked at Dean and was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about all that. Sam, baby, you bet not go to Crowley with no damn deals. Don't cross. Don't double cross your brother because you think you're doing the right thing. Y'all need to work together and figure out what you're gonna do. Okay? That is this episode in a nutshell. Okay, thanks for watching. Be sure to thumbs up, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. Alright, thanks. Bye.